All right, people. Power Trade here. I'm going to wait for some people to come in. We're going to start this wonderful evening talking about the market, the SPY. You know, what I said, what happened, and what I saw from other people out there. You know what I'm saying, people? Big picture expert here, Power Trade Sandro. And we're just waiting for some people to come in into the group. I just posted the hello, Marcus. It's Marcus, right? I'm pretty sure I remember your name. Correct? All right, I got it. Yeah, I'm waiting for some more people to come in. It's funny that this thing must be slow because you're in here, but it doesn't show that you're in here. I mean, through the watch number. That's weird. See, another guy coming in. Oh, now, okay, so it's just slow updates. Hey, hello. There's other people that are in. They just haven't spoken. We're going to be starting here soon, people. Letting some people come in. Power Trade here, people. Power Trade. We're going to talk about the SPY. You know what happened on Friday. You know, I'm pretty sure. Let me ask you, people, where there's a lot of fear as the SPY was breaking on Friday, the way it was going down. Did you feel a lot of fear that day, as it was kind of negative? You know, as you can see, the market we had one day pop. It created a signal, but they pulled it down, and then we come back up. Of course, people, I used some options that weekly options were not enough time in case of an issue like this. But in reality now, it looks very good that those options would make money. The call. So I mean, I wasn't wrong. Big picture, I was correct. As you can see, how quickly the SPY returned. I know what I'm talking about, big picture. Sometimes with options you have to give it more time depending on the situation. Now I ask you, people, tell me, anybody was fearful as the market was dropping? Before I made that positive comment? Hello, Sankar, how are you? Yes, so there you go. A lot of people felt that. So what I was looking for was, I was looking at the way there's key measurements I was looking at, and plus I also knew, on top of that, the market was extremely oversold, and on top of that, there was a lot of support area bounce on. So it was a matter of the market telling us something. You notice, people, I used 3 reference points, and every time the market got above or held above one and got above another reference point, hello Mezzo, are you? The market went higher. It was very clear from what I said. Now, no one said anything like that. A lot of people made comments when the market had done well at the end of the day, but they were saying, "Oh, it can easily go and retest it." Well, that's a nice guess, right? Because it didn't go easily retest it. We popped up. Can we go retest these levels again? Of course, but you know what? I'm not looking at what can possibly happen. I'm looking at what key stocks are doing. Notice the strength in Twitter and Apple, right? So I look at a lot of statistical measurement, people. You got to think about this, people. There are 2 types of people. There are 2 types of people. I want to make this big point about the market, okay, people. There are small vision investors, small-minded investor, and then there's the big picture investor. Now, I said this in my stream. Who would you rather have? Somebody as the big picture investor on your side, even on small trades? In other words, things that were going in quickly. Who's going to be better at identifying good, quick swing trades versus a guy who's small picture minded, that only can see in front of him 10 minutes, they're out. That's what I mean by 10 minutes, 15-minute trader. They get in and out, and they miss out on tons of gains, but they're just happy to get a quick gain. Small-minded traders. Billionaires, they think a lot bigger. I like to think a lot bigger. Is there a worthwhile trade? Can we hold for a few days? These are like we caught on the Tesla trades. This is the type of mentality I have. And as you can see, I made a SPY plan right in the heat of fear, massive fear. I've done this before in 2016, February 11, against the world record holder. World record holder. No competition between what I said and he said. I clearly decimated, and people should see that video, and cremated in analysis skill technology. Take PowerTarget in the era where he made his run, eat him alive. Oh! Because anyways, I don't want to get into that. Okay, people, but you know, the thing is what it is. Listen, we made a really good bounce. PowerTarget. I called the fear. People were fear. Oh! PowerTarget analysis skill. In fear, no fear. Thinking. You gotta know how to think. PowerTarget thinks quickly. Big picture thinking, correct the gain, big time, just like February 11, 2016. Nobody, and I mean nobody, did what I did. Absolutely no one. I've seen a lot of people say a lot of things, all wrong. Only yours truly, PowerTarget, said what he said. Demonstrating powerful analysis skill, people. We want to build PowerGroupTrades to let the world know. PowerTarget, King Trader, big picture thinker. Not like the you know who. For example, can you imagine? I want to explain you what a small thinker is. So, a small thinker looks at, oh, it's going to go down, ANET. Now, ANT went down, but what was the big picture of ANET? It's higher now, isn't it? So the small picture thinker only looks to make the little scalp. But the big picture thinker knows what is the real direction of ANET. Now, I don't trade ANET because of the options, but what I'm saying, I looked at that stock when the famous stock clown bear was shorting it, and he shorted it wrong before it came down. He was wrong massively by about 25 points. So why am I explaining this for? It's still a great analogy because that's I call a small picture thinker. PowerTarget, big picture, still cremating and smashing the bear clown with the look where I said this was not a good stock to short. This is what I clearly said. I knew this. My technologies let me see these things. I'm the big picture expert, people, and my system increasingly shows me the big picture and the way I think. It's big picture thinking. It's the kind of things where billionaires will say, tell me PowerTarget, what should we do? What companies should we buy and hold? Buy BA. I think the billionaire would be happy, wouldn't he? PowerTarget, people. PowerTarget. You think a little scalper mind can do these things? Nah, people, they cannot. They cannot. Yeah, Twitter. You know, exactly. So Twitter, TWTR, by the way, the stock clown was bearish, this one as well. He made fun of me, but who was right again? I said this stock here wants to go higher. Now, it didn't go higher right away. It made some gains. But in the big picture of things, we are in 2018, and is not Twitter higher? That's what I call big picture thinking. Was I not correct? Of course I was correct. How can I not be correct? I'm PowerTarget, people. Big picture expert, destroying clowns. Look, at smart people wouldn't try to battle me, but the ones who do, cremated and smashed. Like I told you, I mean, they, what's his name? He didn't want to battle me on the SPY. What happened in 2016? He just said he'd rather just run for the hills. He knew he was massively wrong. He called people at back then. He called them amateurs. They don't know that it's a bear market. Do you know that he said that as the market reversed? How embarrassing is that? And I have it documented. Can't refute it. You cannot refute. But it's hidden, you know. They don't want to talk about that. They talk about other things. But PowerTarget, I documented key pivotal points in the market, unlike anything else done in the system. All right, now, people. Now, you know, I've always talked about Apple, right? So, you know, a lot of people know we were inside of Apple, okay? We were inside of Apple. Now, I got to talk about Apple, people. Big picture of what I'm looking at, and a lot of things I'm looking at, statistical measurements, Apple is setting up to test long-term $200 a share, people. That's right. Well, Mr. Bling, it's a clown. Don't be a clown. Don't be a clown. Be a big picture thinker. A clown. That's the true name, clown. Okay, people, so listen up. Big picture, Apple. Now, I'm not saying Apple's going to 200 right away, but what I'm saying is big picture, I can see it setting up for the 200 mark. It's taken a little longer, but that's definitely where it's going. Fundamentally and technically, it's aligned for that. The story has been told. The bounce here, there's definitely powerful bounce. And look at it. On Friday, when people were fearful, now we were in this, right? When I made that comment, I'm going to myself, you don't want to sell. You don't want to sell in that fear. Now look where Apple was. I'm gonna click over here. The low was 150.24. Now those people who fearfully sold are crying now as the stock practically moved people 17 points, a 17-point bounce. And yours truly called for calm. We're going to bounce. So let's see what levels the market will tell us. Notice the top level we closed above with power. The market did even better than I asked it to show. And because it did so, people, that is why we have the bounce. And that's why you have the big picture expert who can guide you through this market. You think these little day traders or little scalpers know what's going on in the market? They have no clue. Nobody knows anything. But PowerTarget learned one thing. The market is smarter than anybody. And you need to listen to the market. And that's what PowerTarget studies. What is the market telling me through my statistical measurement, which is very unique and more powerful than anything else out there, and only getting more powerful. The kinds of things where billionaires would say, listen, help me, PowerTarget, help me. Oh, poor clown. Poor clown. Could have made so much more money listening to me, but he's too clown and, foolish. Anyways, people. What else did I say I want to talk about? FedEx, people. Here, I want to bring up FedEx, It's the same analogy, people. I'm pretty sure people remember this, but I remember when I called this the reverse and we had that nice pop, but temporarily markets do what are called unexpected things. But the big picture of FedEx was it was going to go higher. So I looked at the analysis and I told people, look, I looked this up, and you know what? It never looked back from that day. You know what? It went up, it chopped, and then the last update I made, which was here on the Wednesday, I said this thing is getting close. I looked at a lot of things. I said we're going to be laughing soon. Avazuma baboom, and you know what? A few days later, 1, 2, 3, Avazuma baboom. Anyways, I'm not going to go into. I just had to do. And to this day, even with the market dropping, this thing is still higher, and it had a high of 274. Now, did the small thinker, which I call the stock clown, he shorted this and was wrong the whole time. Boom, boom, wrong. PowerTarget, yours truly, was telling people the right thing. And not only did it go to my targets, it blew through people. And this is clearly big thinking, big skills thinking. Crushing, dominating these little donkeys out there. They have no, clowns I should say, no skill. No big picture skill. They're just little, get in, get out, run for the hills. Trader. Billionaires don't think like that. Remember that, people. Billionaires and then multi-high millionaires, high strung. They don't want to think like that. It's too donkey. They want big picture. They want someone to tell them about stocks like NKTR. Look at this stock, NKTR. Tell you the true story. Identified this for power, for Shia. Okay. Now this went way above my targets, but this thing here is telling you something about the market too. This is a high-risk biotech stock. Powerful. This thing went up 300% since I identified it. And I've said this many times. Here, right in this time frame, and right around May. I identified this as a big winner. And, I'm pretty sure if a billionaire invested in this company, he'd be pretty, it's just I'm pretty sure he'd be pretty happy. He's not going to put everything in one place, but pretty sure he's happy because I do people. I don't just do options. I'm able to identify stocks that can make great moves. Big picture thinking, people. And that's what I bring to the options for everybody. Big picture thinking. You see, the small picture thinking is people that call for a short, but the stock is marginally higher even after the SPY so-called had a record fall. But it was just because we had risen so much. There's so many. No one knows exactly why the SPY fell that way, and it was very unique and never done before. However, nobody knew anything, especially the Mr. Clown over there, Bear Clown. Definitely didn't see that coming. He's been wrong he's been wrong since 2016 at SPY 225. Where the hell, what skill is that, people? Come on. You stayed long, Twitter, good for you, made a lot of money then, Mr. Bling. Yeah. And products are amazing and much cheaper than, well, that's what I'm saying. I looked at that stock, Mr. Bling, and I tell you, and that is not a stock company to short, and of course, I'm correct. Not the stock Bear Clown. Massively wrong. He doesn't see it. Imagine if the stock Bear Clown went long in it. A-N-E-T. Poor Clown doesn't see that. Too blind, too clownish. All right, people. Any other thing? Hello. Any other thing? Let's see. What else am I supposed to talk? But it's a very informative thing. You know, people, I defend things. I talk to things. I'll post it. People don't have this analysis skill out there. PowerTarget does. I'm not a little dinky day trader. PowerTarget is a big picture expert. I don't want to be stuck. Who wants to look at a computer screen all day long? You know, you want to be able to make money smartly, intelligently. PowerTarget people. In fact, today I saw the things were good. I just walked away and did my other things. For me, you know what I'm saying, people? Big picture thinking. PowerTarget. Twitter going to 50. You know what, Eric? I don't know. I know it's very bullish. I think it needs some time. It's moved a lot, but yeah, Twitter's looking good. TWTR. Twitter is looking good. But it's hard to. It's moved so much that is it worth getting into right now, option wise? Not for me, no. But again. Was the big picture expert right about the big picture of Twitter? Of course I was. And look what Twitter is. It's higher even after that market drop. People, the market dynamics have switched in a way beyond old school thinking, what I call. These people, I don't care if you go to university and you study all financial information. You're still a clown. You need to know high levels of technical analysis, which most people do not know, and you can't learn it in school. What I know and what I see is beyond anything that they can teach in school. It is something I developed through painstakingly hard work, and I see things better than a lot of people out there. And it's not about how much you know about fundamentals, because the market is smarter than anybody else out there. So I approach fundamental. I've done it. I've approached things fundamentally. Even though Apple's an exception here because it's common sense. It has great fundamentals, but it also has characteristics in the technicals that tell me it can make these great moves. Now, some clowns would tell you that it was a good short at 140. You know who I'm talking about, right? But to this day, Apple has never tested and never went to 140 ever since they talked about it, which was right around here. Since March, wrong, the big picture. If it went simply long, whoever went long Apple is still in the correct or right. That's the big picture. Where is it the majority of the time? Now, if this had fallen to the ground over here, definitely I made a huge error. But of course, that's not the case. If we look at everything that I talk about, the SPY to the BA. Do you want to know, people? I tell you, put up BA. Another story, true story here, BA. Do you know how many clowns and trolls that said to me that I was crazy, that BA? Honestly, even at 200, do you know that? Actually, right here on here, I swear, right around the 200 area, people, I was making plans for BA, okay? Now, I didn't make any more plans in this run over here. But as you can see, to this day, the big picture expert, massively correct. Not just a little bit correct. Massively correct. That's correct. I've taught myself to make way more money with trading than a top 2 accounting finance school in the nation. Yeah, if it was simply from finance schools and stuff. Yeah, yeah, beautiful chart, exactly. But that's that's a stock I identified really. That's why I said to myself, the things I'm doing, I changed my title to the big picture expert, because that's what I am. You know, I thought about it. I said, look what I did in 2016, February 11. Absolutely, that's top 2% in the world thought like that. When the world record holder was thinking the market was going to collapse and calling people amateurs, man, is that embarrassing. If anybody with half a brain could read what was said over there. it's just people are just blind to the truth, you know. Listen, people, I'm trying to wake people up from their slumber. People are sleeping at the wheel. When you see a PowerTarget show you that video, you should be saying, holy mackerels. Many of my followers back then couldn't believe what I accomplished. They said, the market was so bearish, they thought I was crazy. But when everything turned out my way, of course, superstar, PowerTarget Trade. And against so many there were other bears out. They were completely wrong. They've changed now. They're more. But PowerTarget Trade's big picture thinking is still winning and cremating and decimating every single year. Correct more than any other method, especially the stock clown. Oh, how I destroyed and decimated. Look what BA is, stock clown. He shorted at 300. He shorted at 240. He told people he doesn't see. Mamma mia! Wow, what a craziness out there. You do good in life. This guy trolling me hard too. Made this donkey account. Put all this hard work, and he did that because it's him, right? I got tons of proof, and it doesn't see that I'm the big picture expert. That I've decimated and cremated him. He doesn't see that I call what really is happening. It doesn't. So blind to see the truth, people. I'm not really, you know, with BA, it's setting up, I think, you know, but it's hard to say, you know, because this kind of pattern, this thing can chop around for a while, but BA is something I don't want to bother with right now, to be honest with you. If I see a good entry in BA, I might talk about it, but right now I do. My view on Apple, David, like I said, big picture, 200. Now, we're not going to 200 right away now. Now, let's talk about Apple. You know, somebody asked me about Apple. PowerTarget Trade going to talk about Apple because this company I made a lot of great plans for. It was like I've told people, it was a horrible month. It was horrible for me in December and January. But we got back in now, and we're making money in Apple. And the thing about Apple is now, we're going to go test the 170 to the 174 area, but once we crack that key pivotal point, 180, that will be the next. You know, that's definitely the signal for Apple testing 195 to $200, and it should happen. It should happen sometime this year. Now we'll get more information from the market, but Apple making a comeback, people, I assure you that is a good sign for the market in general. But the market is going to be more, I believe, more of a stock pickers market, and I'm not going to guess and assume anything. What I do know is the market definitely is going to want to test up to the highs. I wouldn't be surprised the market, when it's finished doing what it needs to do, makes new highs this year. What will the bear stock clown say then? The PowerTarget Trade says we're going to make new highs. But we don't need the SPY to make new highs to make money. What we do need to do, people, is pay attention to the market. We need to listen to what the market is saying. Okay? And don't forget, people, to like the live stream. Because the big troll doesn't like that. And the big troll is the clown. The stock clown. Well, now the new title, the bear stock clown, because that's exactly what that is. The analysis is scalper. I told that scalper clown, be a scalper. Don't tell people, give people investment advice when you're completely wrong. He's still wrong. Tesla, telling people to short to short at 280 and 300. To this day, Tesla still remains above those levels, and then also ran to 380. So again, wrong again. You're just wrong. You know, pay $500,000 to PowerTarget Trade and be done with it. He would completely lose. When it comes to the big picture, there's no competition. I'm not talking about scalping. I'm talking about who was right, the big picture on every stock I talked about, and compare it to the stock bear clown. I won every single time. Win, wrong. SPY, wrong. BA, wrong. Apple, wrong. This is me, of course, right. Apple, right. BA, right. Twitter, right. Right? And it goes on and on and on. ANET, right. Netflix, right. Nvidia, right. Isn't Nvidia higher? You know, the stock con, this was shorting this all the time. Says no good, it's too high. NVDA. It looks like NVDA is going to want to go higher, by the way, people. This sucker is setting up the same thing with BA. It needs time, you know. But the sucker, this sucker moves. But it looks to me like NVIDIA wants to break up higher. So how is that bearish, people? See, I look at things very differently. I look at a lot of things, okay, statistical measurement. And this market is not so simple to say, oh, we're going to fall apart now. How? We're in an uptrend, people. We corrected a little bit because we've gone up we've gone up. Look at, I'm going to put this SPY. Think very carefully. I want people to understand this now. The SPY could fall an additional 2,000 points from this point and still maintain its uptrend in the big picture of things. That's highly not going to happen due to the bounce. This bounce is the end, I believe. They ain't going to go any lower than that level. They might test it, but they won't go there much. And who knows how they go there? And that's another thing. Who knows how and when they go there? I'm not going to assume that. I'm going to watch what key stocks do. It's a stock picker's market. The market is a uptrending stock, okay, an uptrending market, okay. Do you see this, people? I'm gonna just draw a trend line even at this point here, just to show you that. Now, if you were to connect these 2 points, this is advanced thinking a little bit. Do you see how this could come? The SPY could come to the 240 area and still bounce and go up higher. I'm just saying, it's an uptrend. And then if you take it down to the reversal point back then and connect it to this point and this point and this point, same thing, because the market boom, boom, and then ba 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 boom. And I think that what happened back in 2000, in the lower years, in the 2010 to 60, the market has built something very unique where a lot of people just don't understand that the market dynamics have changed in a massive way. And so forth, nobody knows anything. Okay, you can analyze all the statistical charts of past 100 years. We are in a new. Listen, there was never. Listen, computers. There was no iPhone back in iPhone in the 2000, 2005. This market, and with advanced with artificial intelligence, and we're in a new market realm in a way that the market force is changing rapidly, unlike the past 20 or 30 years. So you can't go look at that data and what the market did back then. You now need to become a market adapter, and I call it market adaptation. And that's what PowerTarget trade is all about. This is why I am ahead leaps and bounds of everybody else, because I want to adapt. I don't want to look at past statistical measurement, which doesn't help future. What this market is going to do, nobody absolutely knows. And if anybody tells you, but what I do know is it isn't going to go down and crash like it did back in the 2000s. This is very apparent right now, because you have companies making big dollar bills like BA, that even when the SPY, listen, think about this, people, the SPY dropped like a rock, right, quickly, but did BA drop like a rock, right? No. Do you understand, people, that the dynamics are different? This you're witnessing is advanced thinking skills. Everything that I do, and this is just a little tiny portion of what I think about things in ways that are just advanced and adaptive, and these people are not thinking like that. Okay, this tells me something, and I know, because when a market was negative, the stocks no stock survives, no stock can survive, nothing. That's not the case now. So it becomes a stock pickers market, people. That's right, David. Big picture, yeah. Microsoft, very good. WDC, a little bit, yeah, nice recovery in Facebook. Same thing. Facebook, it's not easy. That stock is one of the. It's created a lot of signal. My last bounce play in it, it did not work out. And then, of course, with those options, we don't have enough time. So, you're gonna have, that to me. there might be enough time, but that to me, the Facebook options are, those are a loss. Can Facebook go higher? Sure it can, but the way I look at it, I'd rather stick to the stocks that are making the most sense to me. Of course, I'm not going to catch everything, and you don't need to catch everything. But I'm happy with a lot of key stocks that we're in right now and how they're recovering. And if anything, I'm looking at some other key things that I'm looking to see if they can confirm. There's a lot of stuff setting up for higher prices, people. That's my point here. And the market's got to do its thing, okay? Cannot tell you, I look at, every time I get new information, I make new plans based on the new information I get from the market. I adapt to the market on a daily basis, people. And so I cannot tell you the future, but nobody can tell you the future. Listen, anybody, any smart or any professional will tell you one thing. They don't know, they cannot tell you the future. If I knew the future, if I knew the future, exact price, I would know exactly when the price would get to it. I would rule the world. I told you this, people. Anybody doing that would rule the world if you knew everything. Microsoft is another key stock to watch. Why? MSFT. Because this stock here, it's a stock that could break out. And it's very strong, and there's absolutely very bullish patterns in here. So these are the stocks that, how well can they do? And so far, so good. And Microsoft has had some wild swings. It's preparing to make some good moves. Again, I'm going to analyze it all the time, whether, sometimes I might not want to hold something, but the way I look at it, Microsoft, I'm watching Apple. These are key stocks right now. There's other ones, but I'm not going to mention them. And but these are key stocks here that you want to really pay attention to, because if there's anything that's going to go higher first, it's going to be Apple and Microsoft. They're a good barometer, I should say. They don't even have to go higher, but if they're holding up strength and going higher, that's a good barometer for the market. I always told people a bullish Apple is good for the market. And haven't I be right? Yeah, I haven't looked at stuff like that. Probably not. You know what? It doesn't. See, again, that's fundamental. You would think that that's the case, right? Let me take a look at X. I haven't looked at it because that's a really cheap stock right now. Yeah, that's actually probably I didn't look at it. This looks pretty good actually. But then there was NUE. NUE, not as strong. Interesting, very interesting. I'd have to take a look at it again, but there's a lot of stuff, Danish, that can go. I don't really care what stock it is, as long as it's good and it can make us money. I'm going to make a plan for them. Obviously, I'm not going to make plans for everything. I try to make the highest probability plans. Whatever it is, whatever stock that fits my criteria. I look. The X is actually stronger. It's an interesting thing about X is actually acting stronger than NUE on a daily basis, anyways. Just looking at it, that's pretty amazing. That's a pretty good move for this. Well, we had a low of. That's a pretty fantastic move from this thing. That's an interesting thing. Yeah. Again, you know what? The thing is, this could need some time to set up, and the volume here too. That tells me that this is going to need some time. So I don't really like X right now. Honestly, Microsoft is better. Microsoft has a better chance to break out to new highs than X, my opinion. And they're making money out of the wazoo, and they're also, they're making money from corporate customers to retail customers, to regular people, right? So Microsoft is an interesting company now. I think that they're making amazing products, like the Surface Book Pro 2. That's better than, they're making better computers than Apple is. But Apple is just a different market. Like people who buy Apple computers are not going to care. They're going to buy Apple over Microsoft. But Microsoft is now making better computers than Apple, in my opinion. It's just an investment thing, you know. But Apple is going to be good for certain things, and Microsoft is going to be better for other things. They're both going to be good companies. They're very relevant companies, making a lot of money. We've become a very technological society, relying heavily on computers, people. Very heavily on computers, right? So Microsoft is really, look at Microsoft, MSFT. And now I've talked about it in the Power Group Trades, right? And you look at the volume patterns, right? And they're good. And like I say, I look at statistical measurement. Look, there's a lot of stocks out there, but you got to narrow it down. What I try to do is narrow it down to the highest probability, and not everything's going to make my list. And there's things that I might miss, right? But that's why I'm working on that, because if I create a couple of power trigger trades, me being the leader head power trigger trade, we might be able to create a higher winning rate within a larger amount of stocks. For example, because of two different eyes, and it's just an idea I have. I don't know if it's going to be possible, but and so if I'm doing so good on 5, imagine the power group trades. We have the 10, and within the 10. 80% are winners. That puts us at a very high rate, because a lot of people, a lot of services have a lot of picks. They have 20, but maybe half of them don't do well, and the other half too. So you still got to do a lot of self-picking. But imagine you have almost everything works out for you. Neither a break-even or large gains. Most of the time, at a high level of picks where you can commit a lot of money. That's a service I think a lot of people would be interested in. I think people. Yeah, WDC, you just got to give it time. It's kind of like it's a disappointment. Like I said, there were a lot of signals, but I'm holding this with the March calls. Why is it? Yeah, I'm holding this with the March calls. We have a bullish pattern here, and it could wake up anytime. It didn't bounce very hard, but it can wake up anytime. And come up here. So we'll see. Some stocks do not recover. That drop was one of the problems. This is one of the stocks that confirmed, but got caught with the drop. People, I said to people, I'm not perfect, and and no one can see everything. But what I do know is I'm more right than I'm wrong, a big more often than not. And most likely, I will be more right than wrong throughout the rest of this year after that specific drop is out of the picture now, right? I doubt it we're going to have those kind of drops. We might have 300-point swings, 400-point, 500-point swings here and there, and I say we might. We'll take it day by day from, like, look at today. The market started 200 points lower and ended up swinging up much higher. The bears were thinking, oh, it's going to fall, and meanwhile, it was the buy the dipper stepped in and bought it up and brought it up higher. They just have no skill. I could see right away within the first 10 minutes things were gonna go good. And some of my some of my key followers did that themselves, realized that themselves. So people, it is what it is. Power trigger trade on Friday, called the reversal with key pivot numbers, and nobody, and I mean nobody did that. Let's see if there's any other things I could talk about. I think I said really a lot of great things. I think I said a lot of great things in this this live stream. What I think about the market, big picture thinking. People, you got to believe who you want to believe: the big picture thinker or little scalper day traders. You think about it, right? And I've proven it on my YouTube channel. I have documented proof, unlike anything else seen before. Not some spreadsheet yo-yo thing. We're talking about snapshots, recording real time when things happen from start to end. Right? In other words, the plan before, as it confirms, and after the fact. It's undeniable. I am the big picture expert. Ha ha! More people coming in. Any people got questions? Because you know what, people? It's been BBY. Yeah, BBY made a great comeback. We hold that. We hold BBY. BBY made a big comeback. Still not making money in this because this got caught in the thing. But big picture, BBY looks really good. I like more volume to come in, but it looks really good. We'll see. at least it won't be, at least it can be BBY either going to be a great winner or a break even. That's the way I'm looking at it. But right now, the calls that I told people to get into were the March calls, and this made a big comeback today. Volume, no big deal, but it's a different type of stock. The volume. The volume is very different. This stock is volume patterns are very unique. However, this thing is definitely trying to set up that we can at least come and test these highs again, and we'll take it from there. Tesla, IMAX, I don't like Tesla right now. I think Tesla needs some time. I'm looking for entries, people, but I don't want to look at Tesla, for example. Like today, it barely moved, right? This is why I'm telling you that people just think that the Tesla is going to fly. Tesla. I look at a lot of things, and Tesla might need some time. Look at how today Tesla had no power. It didn't go down, it didn't go up, but it is still up. Like, don't forget, there's people that were trying to short Tesla, and well, I think you were better going long. Like we had a low of 294, and the stock hit a high of 326. So I think the buy the dippers made some great cash there. You know what I'm saying, people? But for Tesla, people, I make great plans. I know a lot of people know my remember, people, we made great. Remember here, people. Remember this great win here, massive gains. Me and Mez. Mez knows about this Tesla trade. He was in this. He was actually fearful at the time. He was really new with me, and I told him hold. Abazoom, boom. I said if we don't hold it, we're gonna miss the boom. And then it moved up over here, showed the power, and the next day, and then on Monday, boom. And we held this. We held this for about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Big picture thinking. You think the small day traders could do what I did with Tesla? Of course not, people. They don't have these skills. And then my last huge winning trade right here, one day, boom. We got in right this day here, boom! But people, when I don't catch every Tesla plan movement, but I do catch a lot of Tesla trades, and I like Tesla, but I only like talking about Tesla. Lately, I mean, up here it wasn't so great, and I knew it too, but I made some great gains. I like waiting for really people when things set up. Sometimes I'm going to miss things because I have a very strict criteria. I try to keep our win rates very high and very successful. And you got to have, honestly, very strong discipline, skills, people. And a lot of people would tell me, "Oh, look, it's moving," but I say I know what I'm looking at, and when I see something good, people, I will post a Tesla plan. I may miss something in Tesla, but right now, it's not the stock I want. What I'm trying to tell you, people, is Microsoft and especially Apple are key stocks now. Apple could be a very important stock. How well it holds its gains, it's a very important stock to watch in these market conditions, and it's also going to prove to you that it's a very big time stock pickers market. Okay. Apple is undervalued. It deserves to be higher. It's crazy where it's trading. So there's a good chance we're going to pop to the 170, 174 very quickly, and especially for people who in the March calls. I mean, I'm already massively in the money in my March calls for Apple. You heard that right, people? Even though it was against us, I knew that this is going to. That's why I picked March calls for Apple, people. Should have done that for the SPY. I should have, because if I did with the March calls, then I definitely would be 100% correct, right? And I probably we'll see where the SPY goes, people. Because you know what, people, I'm the big picture expert, and sometimes when I make these weekly options, if you use them for the in theory, I didn't give that the chance of a problem happening. It did confirm my plan in a good way, a SPY, but the market was a little bit more crazier than usual, than the past couple of years lately on a short-term basis. But now things are really definitely looking like we're getting back on track, and the market's going to be shocking a lot of people. That's what I say, people. I didn't mention Tesla because because somebody asked me. Is there a stock I missed, people, that I didn't want to, that I didn't talk? Well, I talked about FedEx, talked about Apple, talked about Twitter, I talked about ANET. The Twitter was the ANET is just an example. Like, that's a stock that I didn't go into, okay, but that was not a stock to short. And of course, I'm correct. The big picture on ANET. Again, I'm the big picture expert, people. I'm not a little day trader, little donkey movement type. I'm more of a big picture thinker. But we can catch great directional moves in my option plan. Sometimes we're holding them for one day, and sometimes for several days. Oh, by the way, people, in case people come to this live stream, listen, people. Let's talk about Power Group Trades here. Give me a second here, and let me bring up my Twitter account here. Look at, people. You see this here? 5 simple steps video explains how to be a member inside of Power. You want to see that video, and you want to listen to it step by step, because these are the new rules inside of Power Group Trades. I want to eliminate the lazy people and the trolls. I just want to keep people in the group. I just want to deal with serious people that are serious of making money, right? And that's why it's called Power Group Trades. I created a special name, Power Group Trades, people. Power Group Trades are people that are serious about the market, that want success in their life, that want to go with Power Trigger Trade to a new frontier. I'm going to be the leader of the market for the next multiple decades and ahead. Leader in technical analysis thinking. Because I'm already doing that as it is, and against the most yo-yo. You know, if you think old school, you're going to lose school. Anyways, people, if you want to join the most advanced thinking person in the market right now, which is Power Trigger Trade, and I demonstrate that with this SPY plan. You know, people, especially everybody, go make sure. I'm telling you, where is it? Where did I post it here? Right here. See, SPY. This is, you've got to see this video. It is eye-opening. I do swear in it because I was upset, but by some factors of the but at the same time, I'm trying to explain to people how. Look at the difference in analysis skills. Like, wake up, you know, like, come on. But people were like, wow, you know. And of course, you've seen what I did with the, you know, let's open this. Damn, it does. Come on. I just want this to open up. I don't know why it does that for. So I said the market has key pivot points. 254 is one of them. Above that, that is good. Sign. Above 256 better, and even better above 259, a super good sign of a possible strong bounce in the cards. Well, people, what did the market do? Did it not recapture the key levels? And didn't I say if it recaptures the key levels, we can get a great bounce? And what did we get, people? This is called big picture thinking skills. I've done this before. It's not like I haven't. I've done this before against heavy odds, against negativity, massive negativity. I'm the big picture thinker. I'm the leader. Power Trigger Trade. Power Trigger Trade. All right now. Confident. You know, when you make calls like this, you can be, you know, confident. I'm a confident person, people. Healthy, strong guy. Got big plans in my mind. Billionaire thinking. Power Trigger Trade. Power Trigger Trade, people. Anyways, let's get back to the live stream. So, if you want to be a serious follower, it's the pinned tweet. You got to study it carefully. It's not, you know, if you make a mistake, you know what I call those people? They're clowns. I don't want clowns. I don't want these little yo-yo birds that they just want nothing. They don't want to do nothing in life. They just want to be lazy people. They want to be spoon-fed. They don't want to study. They don't want to try. They don't want to pay attention. They don't want to do nothing. They can't even do retweets and likes. But that's why I made the. But by the way, people, it's not true. They were actually trolls. They wanted to try to make me look bad when they can't. So they wanted to report to the stock clown. And what they did was they did the retweets and likes. But when I asked people to make comments, they ran for the hills. because they would have to they would have to say something positive, and then that would embarrass them, because they said, how could we not want to, they're trolls, they're just jealous people. When you do good, people, there's going to be people that are against you, that are haters. This is the way it is. This is the I know this already, but I don't care. What helps me are when I have that's why I want to build a powerful group, because with a powerful group we can destroy all the haters easily. Pow! Confidence and confirmation are key. That's right, Mr. Bling. And don't forget, people, to like the live stream. Yeah, pharmaceutical. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff. I like what I posted in the thing. Like the biotech stocks. The right ones are hot. NKTR. What amazing how it made that reversal. That stock blew my mind. But you know what? That was an identified stock of PowerTarget. That's why I call myself the big picture expert. I just know. I'm just blown away how I keep on improving myself. I just baffle myself of what I created and what I look at, how I think. I just say, that's why I'm so confident. The market cannot surprise me with anything. It's very, very rare things. But the big picture, when you're the big picture, you can always get back on track. You're gonna have little setbacks sometimes. Did I have some setbacks? Yes, I did. Little setbacks, but compared to my gains, people, no comparison. As you know, I said speaking deeply into the mic. Anyways, people, I think I made a great live stream here, educating people. Explain that. I'm going to talk about the market, talk about the stocks, and as you can see, everything PowerTarget said, yours truly said, happened. Try seeing the trolls do that. The little scalper traders do that. They don't. What they do is they scan and they try to get into something, and then they get in and out, and they get a little blip, and they make just because they have no picture skill. See, billionaires don't want to care about that little. They call those baby making money traders. They want to know, how do we make big dollar bills? How can I put myself, how can I put a couple of billion into one idea? You know what I mean, or a couple of $100 million. And I think you want a big picture expert to help you with that. Would you not agree, people? Do you want a little scalper to help you? This is why I'm trying to tell people to think about what I'm trying to say. The big picture, even when these little trades, I call these, these little option trades, that they can be very big, but they're option trades for quick money, right? If you're going to have a big account, right, you got to do stocks too, people. If you have an account size over a couple $100,000, you're not going to be doing a couple $100,000 in options, right? You don't need that amount. You want to maybe use, maybe half of the capital for quick trades. But you got to know what you're doing. You got to be really, 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 really good, and then you can go really big with some options. But you gotta get in. You gotta get into some long-term plans, like NKTR, which made 300% gains, and you can do that in a tax-free savings account where you don't pay any taxes on the gains on the options. I mean, on the stock, right? Like every dollar, all the money that's being made in Apple, is in a tax-free savings account for the stock, and then plus you're getting dividend. It's all money that is not taxable. It's all for you. If you do it that way, if you trade some long-term stocks and you just hold stuff, right? Do a little, keep everything in. Even if you trade it, even if you go in and out a little bit, but you're trying to hold big positions to make big money. That's how you make big money in the big picture. When you start getting to the high account levels of $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, you need multiple strategies, and you need someone with big picture thinking skills. So take that, clown. Anyways, people, don't forget to like the live stream. I think I made a lot of great points. I think this was a very great informational live stream. Like usual, people, I deliver great. I talked very little about who. I mean, it just blows my mind how blind people can be. It is what it is, people. We do live in a world of craziness. It is what it is. I'm trying to track really the smart top 10%, And I got a great group of people inside of PowerGroupTrades, and we want to get more great people and help more great people as we quest to dominate the market scene, people. This is a big picture. Domination. Lots of services capitulating, and people coming to me, and I growing at leaps and bounds when I do things the right way, my way. PowerTarget trade. I got some great plans, people. Big picture mind is thinking, big picture thinking. I want to make a big picture. I have a great plan. I want to do something never done in the history, people. And that's what you're getting when you follow me on Power Group Trades. You're getting the big picture expert, people. You're getting you're moving with you're growing yourself with the PowerTarget trade. Don't forget to like this live stream, people. Don't forget to study and become a Power Group Trade member. Anybody new out there, you see, people, it is what it is. You see my streams lit up. People don't have people do the retweets and likes, and it's all will. No one's for. Listen, I can't force anybody to do anything. They do it because they see value in doing it. See, that's what a lot of people don't understand. People don't have to do anything. That's their choice. But my rules are that, right? And it's good. And when you need rules when you have a group like that, because then what do you have? I could have. You know how many people I could have had in Power Group Trades? 400 or 500, but what good would they be if they were, lazy people that barely watch stuff? They're just looking to make a quick buck, and then they're gone for the next 2 months. They're just not serious people. They're more like the people that are more suited to go work in a factory or an office job and just slave away 9 to 5 and go nowhere in life. You know what I mean? Instead of learning how to make big dollar bills with your brains, following the big picture expert on your side, PowerTarget trade. There you have, people. I think it was a great live stream. I'm kind of tired speaking. Thanks for listening, people. Until next time, until the next great live stream, PowerTarget Trade out.